Okay, well, the next step is to look at my Pygmy Goat ads, and let's go into the ad group itself. I only have one ad group in this campaign. You should have many more. This is just for illustration. And we've got a fairly simplistic ad running here. We're waiting for a moment for all of the keywords to load. And my ad says all about Pygmy Goats Plus. That little plus sign is a little trick. Sometimes that bumps your click-through a little bit over not having it. And it says the most important things you need to know about Pygmy Goats today. I love pygmygoats.com. And I'll show you a quick little blurb of the quick little shot of the advertising page. It's just a newsletter where people can sign up to learn about Pygmy Goats. There's a cute little Pygmy Goat for you. A little bit of text, and then they can sign up for Pygmy Goats. They choose whether they own one or not, and that's it. So, by the way, if you're interested in getting a Pygmy Goat, that's a great place to go. And ultimately what we sell there are these $10 set of digital audios people can download. They're interviews with Pygmy Goat experts and veterinarians, all about how to take care of a cute little Pygmy Goat of your own. So it was one of my early experimental projects. It was a lot of fun. It only makes me a few $100s a month, but it was a really fun thing to do. Anyway, so now that we've got our campaign settings set correctly, what we want to do is create an extra ad. So I'm going to click over here to the ad variations. By the way, if you're having trouble getting this screen, make sure that you are not using the starter edition. If you're using the starter edition, at the bottom of your screen, there'll be a link that says upgrade to the standard edition, and you definitely want to do that because there's just so much more you can do with the standard edition. The starter is really just for people on training wheels. Okay, so click on Add Variations, and now let's say I think I can do better than what I'm doing with this ad. It is really kind of a simplistic ad, and I can see my ad history here. I could see, I'm only running one ad right now. I could see all the ads I'd split tested in the past. Let's see if I run some deleted ads, what happens. I just clicked on change random to include deleted items. The reason I'm doing that is you can get some inspiration for other ads when you look at previous ads you might have run. And there are a few other ads that I have run. The reason that we're not seeing any statistics for them is because the range I'm showing is only the last month. This campaign has actually been running for years on autopilot, and I haven't done much with it for a very long time. So in the last month, these other ads have not run at all. If I were to click on all time, we might be able to get a better perspective on which ads are doing better. See if any of those include something we want to contain. Well, interesting. It looks like when I put the parentheses around the words Pygmy Goats, that actually dropped both my click-through rate and my conversion. We'll talk about why it's important to look at both later on. And so that was a bad idea. In some markets, that works pretty well. I don't have a lot of other inspiration here, so let me get rid of these deleted items. I don't really need to see them. So, but the reason it's good for you to know that those are there is that your entire history of ad testing will be available for you, so you can always go back and see what you did previously and how well it worked. Now I'm just going to click on Create Another Text Ad. And let's say I'm just curious. It looks like I never split test whether or not this little plus sign is making a difference. And believe it or not, sometimes something as simple as that can make a difference of 20 or 30% in your click-through rate. So all I need to do is create another ad and eliminate that plus sign. It fills in your new ad with the text from your best performing ad previously. You can actually change the entire ad if you want to. But if I did that, then what would happen is, I'm waiting for it to save. Now you'll see that there are two active ads running and being rotated. And one of them has a little plus sign and one of them doesn't. And if I let this run for a while, a couple of days, I'll start to get a sense of which is better. And which the rule of thumb here, we'll get into some more advanced ways of determining when the split test is done, but the rule of thumb is to wait for 30 actions to make sure there are at least 30 clicks on both of these ads before you choose a winner. And if you've got 30 actions and one of them is ahead by 10 or 20%, then you can usually choose that as a winner. Let's leave it at that for now. There's a more precise method of determining the winner, at a website called splittester.com, splittester.com. And I don't want to get into all the statistics that are behind that site, but the bottom line, yeah, you know what? I'm going to show you. Let's go over to splittester.com really quick. If I go to splittester, let's go to splittester.com, and let's say we got one ad that's got 30 clicks, and the click-through rate on that ad was 1.7%, and another ad has 42 clicks, and the click-through rate on that was 3.0%, and I click calculate, it'll tell me how probable it is that I've actually got a winner. And generally you want to wait until you've got about a 90% probability of having a winner before you choose one to run with. There are some situations where you're just sure because all of a sudden the thing that you tested, it clicks for you, it makes sense why it won. So sometimes you might want to end that a little bit early when it's only like at 80%, but I'll usually wait for 90 or 95 just to be safe. So you let it run, and that will be how you split test your ads. One more thing. If you're in a market and you're making a good deal of money, and let's say you can actually split test more than one ad. So let's say that I am, let's say I want to see if Pygmy Goat Care Secrets does any better. So I'm going to test that as a headline against these other two. So now I'm actually going to rotate 3 ads. It's a little slow in saving today. Waiting for it to come back. I'll sing you a song in the meantime. I'll sing you the Pygmy Goat song. Oh, aren't you lucky it came back? You don't have to hear me sing. So now it's rotating 3 ads. Well, here's the thing. Let's say I'm in a market and I'm making a lot of money. Let's say I'm making, $10,000 or $20,000 a month from this one dinky little ad, which happens. And now all of a sudden I'm introducing a test. Pygmy Goat Care Secrets. Well, what if only half as many people click on that ad? What if I'm totally off base? I mean, ideally you try to test things you think are going to do better based upon your experience with the market. So hopefully you'll be able to beat your control. The control is the one that's doing the best, and you're going to try to beat it and make a new control so you can stair-step your way up. But what if I'm wrong? And very frequently you will be wrong. And sometimes you'll be wildly wrong, and you might introduce an ad which gets half the click-throughs. Well, if you want to protect your investment and you don't want to risk losing 50% of your profit during the test, or I guess let's make this simpler. Let's take out the first ad. Let's say we're only going to run these 2 ads. Let's say we're just running all about Pygmy Goats Plus and Pygmy Goat Care Secrets. And let's say that I am scared that Pygmy Goat Care Secrets could do as much as half as well. I could lose half the profits on this ad as if I was just running this ad. Well, what that means is that I'm getting 100% of the profits from this and 50% of the profits from this. So I'm really losing 25% of my profits every month. If I was making $10,000 a month, that's $2,500 a month. I don't want to risk that. So I say to myself, well, would I be willing to risk, $500 a month? Probably. All I need to do to protect my profits is run copies of the best performing ad. And the best performing ad was all about Pygmy Goats Plus.